Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our webinar, tips and tricks how to make product demos for cloud apps. My name is Tino, and Sammy and me, we want to execute this presentation for you. Yeah, to help you a bit with the decision process. Should we go forward with cloud apps, or should we go forward with vertical solutions like Beas? And yeah, so I hope all can see my screen. Then I would start. The first one is the purpose. What's the purpose of this meeting? The main purpose is we want to help you in the process, in the decision process. Of course, for cloud apps versus vertical solutions, and of course in the demo process itself. For which questions we want to find an answer today. This is what differentiates cloud apps. What differentiates cloud apps from vertical solutions? Do we need to handle cloud apps differently from the vertical solutions? How to offer the solution that fits best for your customer? And what is what differentiates a product demo of cloud apps? Okay, let's start with the first topic. In the first step, we want to have a look on the cloud apps in general versus vertical solutions. That means, what is the difference between both approaches? Okay, so if you look to the left side, then here we have our vertical solutions like Beas or like WMS. In this case, or in the case of vertical solutions, we offer the customer a very comprehensive solution. In case of Beas, a manufacturing solution, yeah, but a very comprehensive solution. This solution required much more sales effort. That means the sales cycle is longer. You have more effort in the sales cycle. You have more Q&A sessions in this cycle, and of course the customer needs a higher budget. But in the end, the best customer is a customer what has also a very comprehensive business process. You know, that means we see the vertical solutions more as a toolbox, for a comprehensive solution. With that, we can build a solution for the customer to solve a very complex and comprehensive business process. On the other side, we have the cloud apps like Produce, like Inspect, and the other one. In this case, we offer the customer a very specific application for one special problem, or to solve a special problems for special personas. Okay, so it's not a big toolbox like Beas. We have a very concrete and a very special application to solve a specific problems in one special area. Okay, this required very less effort for sales. You know, the demo approach is faster. The whole sales cycle is faster. So it's more like a low touch sales product, and it's also for customers what has not a big budget available, what has more or less a low budget. And the focus here is not on a complex and comprehensive business process. The focus is here more on a special business role. Okay, so if you look to this general differentiation, then we see also in the details much more key differentiators. If you look to the application itself, from the vertical solution, the solutions are more process oriented. We have this is part of business one, so we have more to talk about with the customer about the whole process, about the whole business process. The application is integrated normally in a generic ERP interface. In the case of Business One, we have a generic ERP user interface, and the application is integrated in this interface. In the case of cloud apps, we have more role-based application. The application is a standalone application. That means it's not integrated in the ERP user interface, and is extending the process. So it's connected to the ERP, but is a real standalone application with a own flow, with a own process in this area. From the implementation approach, we can look in the case of the vertical solutions, we have more a project-oriented implementation. That means we talk with the customer about requirements. We have a blueprint. We have a implementation timeline. We have a guideline, and we have, on the end, after the implementation, we have normally a more customer process-oriented training. So we have built up with the toolbox a more customer-specific process. That means we have also to do a more customer-oriented solution training. Okay, and normally we need, I would say, minimum 3 months. We have the one other case, it's going faster, but I think 3 months, between 3 and 6 months is a good average of the implementation time. If you look to the cloud apps, then from the implementation approach, it's not. We don't need to have a big blueprint phase or similar things. It's more or less we need to make sure that we can help the customer into activation, or we have to do, or you as a partner has to do the activation of the application, and you need to enable him, the customer, and enable him. Of course, you can give him a short training, or the customer can get access to our e-learnings, but the user interface is very self-explanatory. So they don't need a lot of trainings or effort for implementation tasks. So the learning curve is very fast, and we have our flow in the application, and this flow is easy to understand. And normally we would say per application, during one day the customer can start to use the application, of course, as long as SAP Business One is available and the setup is finished. Okay, so they are the key differentiators between the vertical solutions and the cloud apps. And if you look to this, then this has a big impact also if you want to choose an application for a lead. Okay, so, and later in the presentation we will also help you to what means that in the decision, should we move forward with the vertical solution, or should we go forward with the cloud apps? Okay. Before we do that, one final slide for our, I would say, for our DNA of the cloud apps. What is our DNA? What is our signature with the cloud apps? And we can also say, in general, benefits. We have 5 key benefits, or five signature features, we can also say. The first one is role-based. So we have an out-of-the-box application for a special business role. In the case of produce, for the shop floor manager and shop floor operator. In the case of build, for the product managers or product owners. And in the case of inspect, they are the inspection manager and the inspect operators. Then we have a quick setup. So start what I mentioned, start during one day. You can start to use the application. Easy to use means less complexity, means in a one other case in the ERP world, we have first to explain the user for what are the different fields which impact has the fields. You know, there are also there are topics what we try to avoid in our UI. Our UI is more or less self-explanatory and is easy to use. Increase automation is a general increase automation means, especially in produce and inspect, it's a collaboration between the people on the shop floor. We have the shop floor manager, we have the shop floor operator. Our focus is to reduce the manual communication between these people, yeah, and to have a better real-time and paperless communication between these personas. And in the end, cost saving. We have a public cloud application. We have normally all 2 weeks we have a deployment. It means new features or solved issues or solved bugs are available for all customers every 2 weeks. Okay, so you don't need to use resources for administration, for testing of upgrades, for the installation of upgrades. All the things are not needed. Okay. Before we go to the next one, what we should of course compare it to vertical solutions. Of course, we have with the vertical application more flexibility. We have more possibility and in the setup of details of customizations, you know. But this is exactly the balance, and we want to. This is our signature. So our goal is not to have a complex solution. Then we cannot achieve anymore the goal to have a quick setup and to have application what is easy to use. This is exact the balance for us to find a good way between enough functionality compared to but not to have a too complex implementation process and so on. Okay. This was a summary of the key differentiators. What's the difference between the cloud apps and the vertical solutions? In the next step, let's look to the decision process. What is a good way, or how we can help you, or what are our tips for you in the decision process? And here we have one example. So this is Juan. Juan lives in Spain, and he's looking forward to his new professional challenge in London. He is happy that he has only a short way from or short walk. Only he has a 10 minutes walk from his new flat to his new office. That's nice for him. He's happy about it, but he knows in London we have a lot of rain. He goes to a clothes shop for advice to get a solution for his problem. Okay. And then he get two different solutions. The first solution is he get a very professional outfit with a lot of technical nice features. With you see, it's very light, it's very waterproof, it's very resistant, it's very lightweight. So it's a lot of nice features, technical features. But the big question is, for this walk of 10 minutes, is all this needed? They need a lot of time to use it, to prepare himself before they can start to do the walk. Okay, so this is the big question for him. Do I need all these functions to stay dry? Okay, that's a solution A. And the solution B is a simple umbrella. Yeah, that means for him, he decided to go forward with the umbrella. He means, okay, in this step, in this early stage, it's maybe enough for me to use umbrella. This solves my problem. I am dry, and I can and I can do the work to my new job. Okay, so what I want to say with this one is we should look to the main problem. What is the pain point? What is the problem? What the user wants to solve? We have two different applications. Both are solving the same problem. The question is solution A or solution B? Which solution fits better for him or for your customer? Okay. If you look to our vertical and to our cloud apps versus then solution A, it's more the Beas application or WMS, a lot of nice features, and solution B is a good start, and it's maybe enough for the one or other customer, or can be maybe a good start if there is growing or the work is longer as 10 minutes in the future, then maybe they have to move it to solution A. Can be. Okay. So we have the flexibility, and in our job or also your job as a partner is to find out which solution fits better if for your customer. And for that, we have created a new slide, a new Excel file, what can help you to make a decision and to make a professional choice between solution A and solution B. What means that? We have created for you an Excel file in different languages. And in this Excel file, the goal is you should send this file to your customer or to the lead first. And they should give you feedback, and you should get answers on these key questions. What are the main pain points in the company? Yeah, and the reason for the interest on a new solution. Important is here the pain points and the main pain points, not the requirements, the pain points. What are the core processes and the sequence in the supply chain? You see here on the left side a simple example, but in this type of description, the customer should describe you here on the right side the own process on a high level, that you can understand, okay, what is the general process in the supply chain, which type of applications is the customer using, in which sequence. I give you one example. If the customer is using a product configurator to configure a new products as a baseline for the production process, then probably this is a case more for Beas, for a more comprehensive solution, and not for a small cloud app. Okay. But if not, and the customer has a low budget and has maybe only for users, and the pain points fits to one of our cloud apps, then it's maybe a good customer for the cloud apps. Okay, so we have here in this file a very limited list of questions, but we believe this type of questions are enough for you to make a decision, to go forward more with the vertical solutions or to go forward with a cloud app. Okay. So this is here a simple decision making process, an example, and I would use also in the next slide as example, compare Produce and Beas. So let's say we have a new lead, and the lead is telling us we have this pain point. So the pain point is insufficient support in the management and provision of production orders for the production employees, or no overview of stock of work and no possibility to record time and materials used, or lack of transparency about the progress of production orders. So this means if you don't have a start time and an end time, we cannot see what is going on in between. So this is the case for typically PDC. You have a start time, you have an end time, and with this status, you have much more visibility on the shop floor, and you can see much more information. What's the process? What's the progress on the shop floor, on the execution of production orders? So there are 3 pain points, and what you should avoid in this time, in this call with the customer, or in the conversation with the customer, in this early stage, is to avoid to have a conversation about required features. If you have this type of communication and the customer is telling you which requirements they have, without to explain you what are the pain points, then you get only a big wish list, and then you try to solve only the requirements without to know what's the pain, what are the pain points, what are the problems from him. So in this early stage, very important to talk about the pain points and the main problems, what they want to solve. Okay. If the customer is on this level, please try to move him back and ask him why do you need this feature, which problem you want to solve with this feature. It's maybe a bit for the one or other people, is this a new approach, and it's maybe not so, he feels maybe not so comfortable. But from my personal experience, I had exactly the same behavior. I learned a lot with that, and I believe if you understood the real problem of the partner, then it's easier for us to find the best solution. And maybe the solution is different, or maybe the partner or the customer has expected another solution. Yeah, but if we can deliver him a solution, it can be possible that the customer said to you in the end, okay, the solution solved my problem. I had expected other way, but this solved my problem. And this is what you want to achieve in the end. So we can solve the problem with solution A and with solution B, in this case. Okay, then this sheet and these questions should help us to make a decision. If the decision is more in the direction vertical solutions to our toolbox, then in the case of Beas, we have an additional sheet. This is the compelling event sheet. What helps you to find out more exactly what is the process, what is required in the process. This helps you in the preparation of the demo. To find a setup in Beas what fits to this type of customer. Okay, and but this is then the second level after the general decision. Should we go forward with produce, with the tool, or with the toolbox, in this case Beas? Okay, in the case of produce, we don't need to use an additional a tool for that. You can start more or less out of the box with a standard a database to show the customer the produce application in this case. Okay, so the demo approach is very different also in this case. Here you have to prepare the demo. You need much more time for the preparation if you want to have a good fit to the customer process. And here, this is out of the box. You have an out of the box solution. You have a standard process, and you can offer it a customer during the demo this standard process. Okay. Okay. This is how we can help in the decision process. And as a reminder, the pain points are very important. You should not talk about requirements and features. Talk about the pain points and make then a decision which solution fits better to solve the problem. Okay. Remember on the umbrella, you can solve the problem with a simple umbrella, or you can solve the problems with a very comprehensive outfit to be dry. Okay. Then the next one is tips and tricks for to the demo of the cloud apps. Sammy will show on the last step an example of a demo of produce. I will give a bit a general feedback before we start with the demo. So if you look here to a typical SAP process and to our pain points. So we have the business one process, we have a sales area, we have the MRP, we create production orders, we have production planning in business one, and then later we have planned production orders available in SAP business one. And in this area here now, here we have our pain points. This is exactly our area in that we have the pain points in our example. Okay, that means if you have to do a demo for an existing customers, then is this your focus? This is your focus area. There are your pain points. On that you should have also the focus in the demo. It means you don't need to look too much to the left side and too much to the right side, to the follow-up processes. This is our focus, okay? And if we look to the focus and we look to our application, then this is our focus also for produce, okay? That means in the demo, we should of course show the customer, okay, how we get at the production order, you know, but the whole flow and the execution of the production order is in this area. This is the focus area also for the demo for an existing customer. Okay. In the case of a new customer, of course, you have probably you have a split of the demo. You have a first demo to show a business one standard, maybe. And later, if you see, okay, we have pain points or we need more support in the shop floor, then you can also show later in a second demo the shop floor application, or you show both together. That's of course also possible, you know. Okay, but that's our focus in the demo, and especially if we talk about existing customers, then this is the focus, you know. In the case of Beas, you need to explain much more. You need to explain the differentiators of the master data information. We have own resources, we have own bill of materials and all this information. So you have to explain much more before you can have to focus on the real pain points. Okay. Okay. Finally, as a guideline, before we start with the demo from Sammy, a short summary. And that's my personal guideline. What I believe is important. Concentrate on the person, on the person and their problems instead of the whole ERP process. What are the main problems of the personas or of this customer? Present the apps what can help to solve the customer problems. This can be Beas, this can be WMS or both, or this can be produce and inspect or only produce in this case. Okay. Then use the product overview PPTs to explain the key issue and the benefits before showing the app. I will show you what I mean. We have for each product, we have a product overview presentation. This is the wrong. Sorry for that. Shit. I will show it on the end. Okay, I will show it on the end. So we have for each product, we have also available in our marketing page a product overview presentation, and in this presentation you have slides with a key issue. What's the key issue for what is Produce exactly? How Produce can help, and what are the benefits of Produce? And I believe these slides, there are 3 slides in what are important in each presentation. Okay. Then focus on the business flow of the app. The app in this case here of Produce, that's our focus, not the whole process. Our focus is the pain points, and we solve the pain points with Produce. This is our focus, you know. But of course, we should show the customer a production order in business one, but not explain the whole process. but the production order and to see the production order and how this looks then in produce is an important step before you start with the app itself. Then show the flow in produce and show the results finally in business one. That means if we have finished in the production process in produce, then we should go back to SAP Business One, should show again in the production order, and should show the users which transactions we have created, which results we have available in the production order, to give him the summary on the end. Okay. Leave room for questions. I think this is for all type of presentations important, and share the product overview PPT with customers as additional information. So if the presentation, if the demo is done, you can share this presentation here also for the customer. There has a lot of additional informations in there. There has screenshots, there has descriptions, there has the benefit in the presentation as a reminder for him if they have questions after the demo. Okay. Good. Then I would say I would give the word and move the presenter to Sammy for the demo. And after the demo, it's a short demo. If you have questions, we can discuss different questions, feedback. So we have enough time after the demo also to talk about other things. Okay, Sammy, thanks.
Thank you. Tino, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Let's start business one.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm just going to show you a very short demo of produce, okay? At least the way we see it as it should be presented. So as an example, I have a standard production order in sub-business one. And the way it's set up, we have the root stages, the resources, and then the items that will be consumed in each one of these routes. So the example I have here are three. It's a production with 3 stages, okay, with all the items that are based here, the kitting, assembly, and then packing, all the items that are required, the dates, and everything. So basically from here, we would let produce take control of what's going on. Normally in sub-business one, you would have had to print this work order, send it to the shop floor. They would have had to start writing. And when it comes back, you start reporting. You report the completion. You report issue of materials. But what we're going to do is use produce for that. So as we mentioned before, produce has 2 main participants, or 2 main personas as they are called, okay? One is the production manager, who oversees all the works orders that they have. So if I am a supervisor in the shop floor or a production manager, first of all, I have a dashboard that shows me an overview of what's going on, okay? For example, how many work orders I currently have? 16, 3 in progress, 4 not started, 3 partially completed, 4 completed. Perfect information, okay? Question about priorities. I have 75% of my orders are high priority. We'll see what that means in a second. So I really have a quick overview of what's going on. 19 work orders have a miss date, and work order is due today. And also what is currently happening in my shop floor. So these are the resources that are currently being used. And these are the people, the operators that are connected. It's only George King that is working, because this guy, Michael Spear, has already finished. So I see that it stopped doing the job. So if I look at this, for example, and see what's due today, I have one order that's due today. If I go in, I can see here the work order that I have here. It's number 181. And just so you see, we're talking about the same thing, is this work order that I have here. Okay, it has 3 operations, as we saw before, which is the kitting, the assembly, and the packing. None of them has started. It has a priority. I have the ability here to say, okay, this is a high priority. I can manually set the priority here to low or automatic. Automatic means that the priority will change as the date goes by and you have not yet started or doing the job. So you can tell that 2 days before the finished job. If you haven't finished, set the priority to high. And the quantity. Obviously, if I go in here, you will see the details of the work order, whatever it was here. You know, these are the 3 operations I need to do, and so on. Okay, so this is a quick overview of what's going on. As an operator, I have the ability to go in and see which one are the jobs that are waiting for me. Okay, these are all the release jobs that I have. And I get these jobs because this operator, George King, is connected or is allowed to work on these resources. Okay, you can see here, for example, that George King does not have the assembly resource here because he's not allowed to work on the assembly. This operator called Michael Spear, he is allowed to work on the assembly, and therefore he gets the assembly options. So from here, I can basically start working, and you can see here it is sorted by start date. However, I will pick this work order here. These are the work orders that this operator has previously reported or has already it's working on currently. So we have this operator and we have this work order, sorry, my apologies, and I would like to start this job just so we get that going. Okay. So I get a screen in which tells me that this is the job I'm doing, the kitting and staging, the planned quantity is 10. These are the materials that I will need to issue when I'm doing this operation. And there is one other thing, there is an instructions here. So the instruction says, I get this button that appears here, and the instruction tells me exactly what I have here as a text, okay? So it's all together. So I get here the instructions. It tells me make sure the parts are taken from a seal bag as they're according to specifications. Fine, understood, everything's fine. And I have started my job, okay? Nothing's happened. The only thing I've done is clock into a work order. As a manager here, if I refresh my dashboard, you will see that this junior technician is again working here for another order, which is 181, okay? So as soon as he clocked in, the operator is notified or has the ability to know what is going on. So time goes by and he keeps on working, okay? I can see that it has started here. And when I'm finished at the end of the shift or when I'm done, I just have to go back here and indicate that I'm stopping the job. Okay. Do I need to do more work? No, I am finished with this operator, with the operation. Otherwise, it's just a partial. I had to do 10 units. How many did I do? I did 10. Let's keep on that. Okay. Tells me this is the time that went by from the clocking to the clock out. Obviously, I didn't give it enough time, but it will calculate according to the number of hours that were actually worked. Okay. These are the materials that should be used at this stage. So it's going to backflush these guys. Items that are managed by serial numbers, it's already selected the serials here, but I can definitely go back here and indicate that I would like to select a different serial numbers that I needed. And the same applies for the batch managed items. It's selected a batch here, but if I would like to select, if I do have a different batch, I could potentially go here and select a batch that is different from the one that the system recommended. Okay. And if I'm happy with that, it's telling me you're going to complete the job. I'm going to create 10 units. Okay. The time spent was 1 minute, more or less, give and take. Okay. That's it. Okay. I am done here. If I go back to Sub Business 1 and I refresh the screen, sorry for the slowness, you will see that the work order has been reported. Oh, come on.
We have time, Sammy. No pressure.
No, I know. It just no, it got stuck. I don't know why. It's the server in Denmark. Oh God. Was it released now? Sorry about that, guys. I don't know which is the technical issue. So you see that the work order 181 was reported. If I run a relationship map, this was unexpected. My apologies. I don't know why there's slowness. So the system issued the materials that we saw before, did an issue for production. And so there's a regular issue for production, but it also logged in the time for the specific resource that was reported here. And if I go back to operator, now that I finished the first operation here, the second operation appears here for the person or for the operator who's supposed to do the assembly. It was not ready before because the previous operation had not been reported. Now it has, and now they are able to report, and here it goes again. Okay, there is another thing here, a little thing I want to show you. Not only the supervisor has the ability to see the information, but an operator can see the same thing too. For example, he sees that the assembly line number 10 has started. Okay, and the operator, Michael Spears, says, I don't remember doing this. So you can always go here and get an overview of what's going on with this specific operation here. And he can see that, oh yeah, I don't remember because I didn't do it. The operator named James Chan is the one that is currently working on that operation, not me, okay? So that information is also available for the operators, not just for the supervisor. Okay, this is just a quick one just to show you, and